This is Brian Reby coming to you from Custer, South Dakota, and the Tesla Sound of Silence rally. We're all gathered here at a nearby school, going to do a major photo op. I think we have about 90 vehicles. I don't know if they'll all make it here for the photo, but about 90 vehicles and I think about 120 attendees. We've had a great day driving around the Black Hills, Custer State Park, Wind Cave National Park, and seeing all sorts of wildlife, buffalo. It's a little overcast, but we're making the best of it. So really exciting. People have come from all over the country to be here, and we're having a great time. So let's start out with the easy one. What's your name?
Greg Grant.
Greg, where'd you come from?
Southern California.
Southern California, that's a heck of a drive.
Yeah.
Did you come straight here? Or?
Yeah, we did. We left Tuesday at noon and got here Wednesday afternoon.
Wow. Did you come up the coast or?
No, we came straight through like Salt Lake City, up the
nice.
15. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an epic drive through the mountains and the deserts and everything. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what did you drive?
I've got a Model S.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm Dan. I'm from Denver. I'm part of the Colorado Springs EV Club.
Oh, fantastic.
And drove up here Friday morning and been here for the whole show and drive back tomorrow morning, and it's been great. I have a P100D from 2017. It's version 2 of the Model S.
Nice.
So it's got all the cameras and full self-drive and all that stuff. Just waiting for the software to actually be full self-drive.
I'm Mike.
Marianne.
Marianne, nice to meet you both.
Thank you.
Where did you guys come from?
We also came from Colorado Springs.
Oh, nice.
On
Did you come up? When did you come up?
We came up.
Friday morning in the fog.
Oh, okay.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's been very foggy.
Right.
But was it a nice drive?
Very good. We only had one problem where I almost kissed a deer on the way up, but we missed it. Okay, so
Well,
no problem.
That's good. Yeah.
And this has
seeing
been-
it close is better than seeing it
Too close.
too close. Yeah.
Right. Tesla Model S, 75 watt. So it's not
okay.
the most powerful one, but it serves my purpose very well.
That's all it needs to do.
So,
For Now You Know viewers, here's a familiar face. He's done a few videos for Now You Know, Supercharger reviews, and tell us your name.
Michael Danbury, the president of San Antonio Club down in Texas.
You are originally from Minnesota,
Roger that.
and where are you now?
I live now in near San Antonio in Austin, Texas.
All right, and you drove up here from there?
Roger that. We drove up over last weekend. It was a good drive. We did have there was a road that was closed, so we got to find out what an RV lot is for charging our car for about 3 hours. Other than that, it was a great trip. No problems with the supercharger. Other than that, there was a road closed, so we couldn't get to the one supercharger we wanted to get to.
And what vehicle do you have again?
We have a Model X.
Matt Christian.
Matt Christian. All right. Matt, is this your first time being at the Sound of Silence rally?
No, I was here in 2019 as well.
Oh, excellent. And where are you coming from?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And when did you get here?
Well, we started driving out Wednesday and we arrived Thursday.
Okay. And how was the drive?
It was great. Yeah, we did a lot of stops along the way, saw the sights, and just enjoyed the whole experience.
I'm Virgil Wetzel. I live in Rapid City, South Dakota, so we're not far from home at all. We have a Tesla Model Y we got in July of 2020. So we're still kind of new owners, and we love the car. This is our first rally.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of nice people, and we're having a great time.
Amber Christian.
And Amber, you drove from Minneapolis in a
Model 3, a red one.
Fantastic. How are you enjoying the weekend so far?
Well, this is my first time at this event, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. But I thought, well, I know there's some group events, and we'll see. But what I've discovered is it's really a whole collection and community of really kind people that do really nice things. So I've been having a wonderful time meeting people from around the country.
I'm Mike Horwath. I am from Minnesota, and I drove a MSM Performance 3. As far as we know, we have 52 people from Minnesota here at the event. I haven't found the rest of the data yet to see where we are, if we're number one or not, but I think we're number one. Yes, I came out on Thursday to Wall, and then yesterday morning drove here from Wall.
Hi, Ed Post.
Kim Irish.
And you guys are from?
Colorado, Denver area.
Okay. And what did you drive up here?
Model 3 Performance. Well, this is my second Tesla. I've had this one since 2018, and I had a 2014 Model S before that.
My name's Madden Parton. I'm from Minot, North Dakota, and I drove the Model S P85 Plus outside.
Excellent.
The S, I've had the S for little under 6 months.
Excellent.
Yeah, brand new car
Brand
for
new,
me.
brand
To
new.
me. So we got in here last night. We actually missed the first mixer that you guys had, which was a bummer because we were really looking forward to it. But yeah, we got in around 9 last night.
This is my 5th time here.
5th time here?
Yes.
For this event?
For this event, yes.
How has it grown over those 5 years?
Amazing. Yeah.
When was your first year?
Would have been, 2015. Yeah, that was only about 30 cars or something like that.
Yeah, and I heard 2 years ago it was snowing, so this is a little better.
Well, 2 years ago they unveiled the supercharger and it was snowing and crazy. But we got here about 2 or 3 days before and it was 70 degrees and in short sleeve shirts.
Oh, nice.
Before the snowstorm hit.
I've been to all of these except the first 2. I didn't have a car at that point to come up with. So, yeah, this is number 7. They didn't have one last year because of the pandemic, and I was at all but the first and second as well.
We were going to come last year too, and we had everything booked, ready to come, and then canceled it.
Yeah.
But it's been enjoyable. We've been up here before. This is our second time up here.
Thanks.
Last time we were here was also foggy, but this time it kind of cleared up.
Is this the first time being at the Sound of Silence rally?
Yes, it is. Yep, I missed the first one because I was out of the country for work. And then we finally got to make it to this one. So it's finally made it.
When I was signing up, my wife was concerned that there would only be guys here. And tell me your perspective on that.
Yeah, I had a little concern about that too. However, there's actually been more women than you would think at the event, and it's been really fun listening to a female's perspective on how they like the Tesla. Because we're not as vocal an audience on social media, and I'm married to my husband who is a geek who loves it and can talk about all the performance features and all these other wonderful things that I really don't care about. But it has been nice to talk with other women about the things they like with the car.
And what are those things?
Well, I can speak for myself. First of all, one of the things I love the most are all the safety features on the Tesla. And I continue noticing over time how they get better and better and better. It's little niceties from it goes ding at a green light to remind me to go in case I happen to zone out because I was stuck in traffic. Little things like that to preventing accidents from happening. We've had the car for a couple of years now, and we've taken it on road trips, and we have had that car stop a number of accidents from things it anticipated that other cars were doing. And so for me, that's a really big deal, particularly because, I don't know about everybody else watching, but I don't have the best depth perception. I don't react like this. And so having the car be able to help and to give me all those alerts is incredible.
Actually, we'll go back to yesterday. I went through the Badlands yesterday. It was great. Got a lot of pictures. I went and stood on some cliffs, and I'm afraid of heights, so that was a lot of fun. Today, did the wildlife loop up to the Iron Mountain Road, up to Needles Highway, and then we had lunch up at Sylvan Lake. I was riding with somebody instead of driving myself this year.
How did they do driving?
It was okay, but, they like to whoop, whoop. When you're in the back seat of a car and you're not driving, whoop, whoop, when you're hungry. Makes for sour tummy.
We drove 7,000 miles in the last 3 weeks. Starting in Denver, went to Nevada, up the west coast to Washington, across the northern states, Washington, Minnesota, and then we dropped down and saw.
And here we are.
Yeah.
So you've done a whole circle and
we got a whole circuit, and now we dropped south, and we'll be home in 3 weeks and a day.
And then we drove around Custer for a bit, and then we went up to the
Reptile Gardens.
Yes.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, it's a tourist trap. Oh.
When there are that many road signs that it's probably a tourist trap. You got to see some of them anyway.
You go across the entire state of South Dakota seeing a Reptile Gardens sign every 15 minutes.
And I've seen them since I was a kid, and I knew it was a tourist trap back then.
So today we went to the photo op, and we got to see Mount Rushmore. It was my first time over there. I thought it was really nice. Got some pictures. I drove through Custer a little bit. That like super windy road.
Needles Highway?
Yes. Yeah, that was really scenic, really cool. It was a little foggy, which isn't ideal, but you know, it was pretty cool.
Did you get to see any buffalo or anything cool?
No, we were actually buffalo sighting. We were like looking the whole car ride. Didn't see a single one. I know. I'm looking forward to trying my first buffalo burger here.
We went up Crazy Horse, and we went up through the Iron Mountain Road, and the tunnels up there, and we went up to Coolidge Peak, which is up here, which you couldn't see anything because of the fog.
I did the wildlife loop, but only saw two things. There was a herd of buffalo, but they were domesticated. They were in a fenced-in area. I'm sure they're managed locally and all that. They're not wild. And then I saw some sort of a hawk sitting on the ground looking for prey, but not flying or anything. But I watched it for a while, and it did raise up its head and look around, so I knew it was a real hawk, not just a rock.
Sure. We went over to Custer today and checked out the buffalo, of course, and saw the groundhog, or the prairie dogs, and deer there, and Legion Lake. They had breakfast for the raptors, the Raptor Association. We got to see some unusual birds.
Thanks.
That was pretty cool.
We actually got to see the buffalo. Last year they were kind of hiding, but last time we were here, but we got to see lots of buffalo.
The two special things was she wanted to go around Sylvan Lake again, so we walked around that, which was super today.
Yeah, we were up there, and a little foggy, but it was pretty.
Yeah.
They came and went.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, I told her last time that I've never been up towards the Custer sign up on the hillside.
Oh, sure.
So I said, let's go hike up there. So we did that also. So
nice. So you got your exercise in for the day.
A little bit.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, my wife's actually from this area here, so we did the usual Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, Badlands. Got some great pictures of our red Model X out in the Badlands. So it's just been in that, and then spending time with family. Yep, we went up. We went on some of the back roads and got some good pictures up there with the car through a tunnel. And then we went to Crazy Horse. We found a spot where the fog cleared enough to actually see the mountain, which is great. Walked through there. And then we went and supercharged, and there was two older gentlemen that were there. We spent about 2 hours with them, showing them the car and educating them on Tesla and tons of stuff about Tesla cars. And it was great. All four models were there at some point during that time. We could show them different things. We gave them a test ride. So, Zach, for you, we got the butts and seats, as you always ask for.
Well, we did the traditional Custer State Park drive because two of our friends that came with us, neighbors, they have never been to this area. And so we had to show them the sights and do the traditional drive and go get our photo op take and the usual kind of things, see the sights, enjoy the nature.
You know, it's easy to not appreciate where we live.
Yep.
And it's so much fun to drive the hills, especially in a Tesla.
Yeah.
You know, it just loves the hills. And so, yeah, we enjoyed it, even though it was kind of cloudy and kind of cool today. We went up to Sylvan Lake.
Nice.
And enjoyed the little walk around the lake there and generally had a good time.
I didn't realize when I bought this that this was a sports car. It is a whole lot of fun to drive these cars. I have never thought of myself as a sports car kind of lady. And I will tell you, though, that, 0 to 60, I have no problems getting on the interstate. I have no problems merging. If somebody's a jerk and I need to go a little faster, off you go. It's really incredible, the wonderful things built in. And can I say something about the frunk? The frunk is fabulous. It's a little extra storage. It's a little extra spot to put some stuff, whether I'm shopping for stuff. It's absolutely fantastic.
Other than the Tesla app, what's your favorite app you use? Or don't you use any of them?
I just try to stay away from that as much as possible.
I understand that.
Score Mobile. I'm watching sports. That would be the app I use a lot.
All right. Like that?
No, just the Tesla app. For route planning, I use a better route planner.
Okay.
And it's pretty good. It's got a couple of warts, but overall it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It has more options for setting, like I don't want to have to charge beyond this point because, as I learned early in the game, it's for long road trips, if you live in the bottom half of the battery, you'll charge faster and get going faster.
Yep.
Even though you do more charging stops, you charge a whole lot faster than if you get up near 70, 80, 90%, and then it slows way down.
Yep.
That's pretty much what we do, is just use the Tesla navigation. I find it pretty adequate as far as just push a button and tell you where you want to go, and it tells you how long to, where you're going and how much fuel charge you'll have and how much you need to charge for the next spot.
Sure.
So it works out well.
So the other app that I would use pretty regularly is something called Automate, which is for your Apple Watch. There's a phone app for it, but the watch app is by far the best of them I've seen. Another really nice app is called Stats. Unfortunately, it's also only for iOS, but it does a great job of collecting statistics about your vehicle, from efficiency to your drives, how you're doing versus others, to battery degradation. And it's a one-time fee, and it's a great, great app for being able to show your friends, I'm more efficient than you.
So I use almost religiously, I use TesLab. That just to track, of my charging stats and driving habits. So.
Excellent. And you've enjoyed that so far?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's probably my favorite app. I've downloaded I think it's called Tesla Roddy, or something like that. And then TesLab was the more they go more in depth with their statistics, and the way they break things down. So more informative.
Well, PlugShare is the go-to for finding charging spots, and I try to check in when I'm at a spot so people know that it's me and they can contact me if they need the charger or something like that.
Probably for electric vehicle, probably a PlugShare. Whenever we travel someplace, I always look and see what charging is available where we're going. Hopefully it's a hotel, but not always. If they don't have a hotel, what other level 2 chargers are there in the area that I can actually use? So PlugShare has been the best for me on that, just to see what's in the area.
What's your favorite supercharger you've been to?
Favorite one? I've been to about 130 of them, so to pick one as the favorite would be really hard.
I really like Duluth, but I can't tell you why.
I can't understand why.
I don't know. I like Duluth, and maybe I think that's what it is. Nothing more than that. It's hard to get in and out of,
Yeah, it is. It is a nice view off the parking ramp when the weather is clear and you can see out. That's nice.
But I like going to the North Shore, so
Yeah.
that could be what it is. I don't really have a second one except Brainerd, but only because I race up there.
I do not.
Okay.
Well, I should say one that works, which they all have so far.
I really like the Okama one with Al's Oasis. Thank you. Yeah, so I really like that stop on the way because I think it's a great kind of all-in-one. You get the groceries, you get restaurant, the convenience store. There's a lot at that one stop.
I'm sure you've talked to other peoples that are in the Superchargers Visited group. Yeah. There's probably 20 or 30 of the members of that group that are here that I know of.
We got 105.
Been 105 on this trip?
On this trip, yeah.
Yeah, that puts me in 12th place now. After I got my Model S in 2014, 2 days after I got it, I went on a road trip to the East Coast. And at that time, the only way to get there was through Custer and across I-90. It's the same route that Elon took when he went across the country. So I got to Connecticut, and this guy, talking to him at a supercharger, and he said, "How many superchargers have you visited?" And I go, "I don't know." He says, "You got to keep track. There's this list." I go, "Oh, there is? Oh, okay, fine." So when I got back, I found out that guy was number one on the list at that time, and he has since become inactive. So when I passed his total, I sort of said a silent, "Well, thank you," as I went by. But it gives you a chance to go places you haven't been and drive across parts of the country you would never do. If this supercharger is there and this other one is down here, and the road between them is like in the middle of deepest, darkest North Carolina, you get to see things that you would never believe.
You wouldn't do that without looking for a supercharger. There's a lot of places you'd overlook.
You're never going to see the world's largest collection of rusty tractors.
Yeah.
The majesty of America.
Yes.
You never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
That exists.
It was in Minnesota too.
Was it?
Yes.
Yay.
No, it was I think set out artistically.
Artistic is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first road trip I took, there were less than 200. And now I think they just went over 1,000 in the United States alone.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing the growth.
Yes.
I hope it keeps ramping up.
Yes.
For sure. Right.
We have traveled a little bit. We've been to Denver and Minneapolis, and our son-in-law got a Tesla in March of 2019, and he had a project he was working on in Atlanta, Georgia. He happened to be home for the weekend, so he took delivery on that Saturday, and he had to be back in Atlanta on Monday. So he flew my wife and I to LA. So my first test drive was driving his Model 3 from Los Angeles to Atlanta, Georgia. 2,100-mile test drive.
Wow.
So it was fun, and I got hooked right there. I had to have, a Tesla. We did order a Model 3, but then I changed and ordered a Model Y because they're a little taller.
Yep. Easier to get in and out.
Yeah. For an old guy like me, that's kind of important.
Oh,
so.
for me too.
Yeah. So we love the car, but that was our first experience with the Tesla, but I don't think I would ever drive an internal combustion engine again.
What does Tesla need to do? What do people on social media need to do to bring more women, not necessarily into the Tesla family, but to make their voices heard, that they're there?
I think it's part of just bringing us into the conversation. What forums and mechanisms do you have to allow our voices to be heard? I completely recognize that Tesla needs early adopters at the beginning. Every company does. In fact, we were early adopters and really into it. I am an engineer by trade as well, and so I'm into a lot of that stuff, but just different things. I think all of it's about continuing to listen to the customer and the customer feedback and making sure that when you design it, you have tested it for both women and men. Because let's face it, there are some differences in how we do things. And so I think it's really important for Tesla to keep thinking about that and engaging and making sure women are part of the testing groups. That's probably the best thing they can do is have women in the testing groups to give feedback for their products.
Excellent. Is there anything else you want to add?
This event is super fun. I'd highly recommend people come to it next year. I'd love to see even more women and even more cars here.
Yeah, we'll hang out for a little bit. Like I said, we're from Minot Air Force Base, so we have some buddies at Ellsworth Air Force Base here. So we're gonna hang out with them and then hit the road probably tomorrow afternoon.
It's been a riot. It's been a really good time.
I guess we got to move to our cars.
Okay.
But thank you very much for joining us,
No problem.
and have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
So tell me about why you like to beat men off the line.
Because usually they'll sit in their non-Tesla sports car, pushing the accelerator, just egging me on. And I'm like, seriously, I'm in a Tesla. I'm like, come on. And they'll do it downtown. And so you're like, really? We can go like a block. And so you're just like, fine. And so you have to make one of two choices. Depends on how much they've irritated you and how much testosterone you think they really got going. But then you just hit the accelerator and you're like, poof, and you're gone. And they're still sitting there and you pull up to the next light. They don't do it again. It's just one and done.
So do you have any concern about how you're hurting their egos long term?
Zero.
What about if they're all done with this and they go off to make bad decisions? Could that be your fault?
Not at all, because they started the bad decisions when they decided to try to race me and go a couple of blocks against a Tesla.
Do you think it's because they're misogynistic and a woman couldn't make a Tesla go fast off the line?
That's a good question. I don't know. Do you think that's why?
Well, I'm the one interviewing you, so you need to answer the questions. So, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
I hate you.
And that's where we'll leave it today. Thank you so much to everyone who took the time to talk with me. I really appreciate it, and I loved hearing your perspectives and adventures. I only wish I would have had a little more time to talk to even more attendees and to touch base with some of our generous hosts who organized this event in Custer. and I'd love to hear more about the origins of the event and how it's grown over the years. But maybe that's something that'll happen next year. I do plan on attending next year and maybe adding another day, maybe two, to touch base with other attendees as they arrive or depart, like the guys who drove Tesla Roadster number 60 to the event. I got a shot of them rolling out from the photo op, but never reconnected with them at dinner. That trip and that car are a story all alone. So there are a lot more adventures and stories to be shared in future years. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you didn't, thanks for sticking with it. If you missed our road trip video from last week where we did our driving to and from Custer with all the data and wildlife and driving, be sure to check out last week's video. And until next time, thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.